Our next ambassador is a good listener, can give good advice, and is not afraid to speak up for what she believes in. She is the Vice President of the Student Council in Broadrick Secondary School and has participated in the Drama SYF in 2017. She also participated in the Youth Innovation Challenge hosted by the Singapore Management University and won the Best Go-To-Market Award. In addition, she claimed first prize for a literature competition and received the ACA Award by the Ministry of Education last year. She strongly abides by the values of justice and compassion, as she believes that without both of them, the world would be extremely chaotic. Please join me in welcoming Chua Kai-en Elizabeth from Broadrick Secondary School, Singapore, onto the stage.
Good morning to all audience members. My name is Elizabeth Chua, and I'm truly honored to be standing here to speak about what I truly believe in. Firstly, I would like to start off by focusing on the importance of adaptations. Living and studying in Singapore can be very challenging as this country is super competitive, or as we call it, kiasu. We have to adapt and survive to all the circumstances that life throws at us. May I ask, have any of you ever met with a life-changing situation? May I see a show of hands, please? Thank you. Like you all, I have faced such situations before. At a tender age of 9, I was faced with the harsh reality of life. Now, you all may laugh at me and think, what is this little girl talking about? What harsh reality of life is she talking about? Well, it's completely true. When I was 9, my father passed away due to lung cancer, and my family was in a financial mess. Everything just felt like a whole chaotic situation that I couldn't comprehend fully. And since I was just a primary 3 student back then, my mind was in a total mess, and I was obviously a total wreck. However, I eventually learned to overcome all those situations and adapt and adjust to the circumstances I was in. Now, why did I bring up this dark past of mine? I'm not trying to gain sympathy for whatever reasons I may want to, but my main point here is, if I had not adjusted and adapted to the situation I was in, I honestly would not be here speaking to all of you right now. I would have been beaten down every single day and unable to confidently speak about what I truly believe in. Hence, I would like all of you right now to really reflect and think about your qualities that you can help people with and adjust to your circumstances with. I may not know what difficulties in life you may be facing right now, but I hope everything gets better. Secondly, I believe that developing character is more important than having good grades. Yes, I do agree that having good grades can help shape your future paths for the students, of course. But having good character can help how one may treat you when you go out to the workforce and such. Having good character is sometimes more important than having IQ when you go out to the working world. When I was in China for a school trip in June 2018, this year, I was introduced to a manufacturing company, and I spoke to the manager there. He told me that sometimes EQ, which stands for emotional intelligence, is sometimes more important than having IQ when interacting with the clients. After his fruitful and inspiring speech, my eyes were opened to a whole new perspective. I realized that it's more important to understand our own feelings than of others to motivate ourselves and manage emotions well in social interactions. Now, how many of you have ever met someone with a foul attitude? May I see a show of hands? I believe I did too. Every day in life, we meet people that we do not really like. And sometimes it's hard to avoid those situations, right? We cannot really insult them or, judge them. So we have to learn to be open-minded and try our best not to judge them, of course. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. one that serves justice and helps the vulnerable and innocent. Hence, that is why I have a strong belief that we all should learn to have good character first, then move on to just focusing on having good grades. Thirdly, and last but not least, society can manipulate us without us knowing. Some of you may not know this or may not be familiar with this information, but since we are living in an advanced society right now, things like artificial intelligence are eventually going to take over how we live. Have you ever heard of the name Little Michaela? Has anyone heard of Little Michaela? No? Well, she's a social media influencer and she's a robot. That means that many people do not know if she really exists or not, apart from the creator, of course. Which astounds me because whenever I scroll through Instagram and all those things, I see her post and I'm always constantly thinking to myself, who is taking those pictures? And is she really like typing all those captions? Well, in my opinion, these robots were created to manipulate teenagers' mindsets. Teenagers like us and like my fellow international youth ambassadors right here, I believe that we are all constantly under pressure to constantly think about how to further improve ourselves to fit into society's standards. And this will only get worse as time goes on. I strongly believe that the education system of Singapore should place great importance on teaching the values such as responsibility, respect, empathy, and integrity. We need to teach our youths to stand up for what is right and not discriminate on grounds that society has deemed perfect. Values in our CCE, which stands for Character and Citizenship Education, such as deciphering what is fake news, standing up against cyberbullying, and knowing how to use technology responsibly, is far more important than mastering all those content-based knowledge, such as physics or mathematics. Here is where I'll be talking about some sensitive topics. Youths of today are falling into the dark hole of depression and could be the reason why there are so many suicide cases nowadays. Personally, I know of a close friend that disclosed to me that she had depression. And when I heard that, I was obviously very disheartened by it and was wondering why are youths, why are they suffering all these things? So all I did was to help her by giving her my listening ear and a shoulder to cry on. Well, the good news is she's now cured of her depression and is very happy. Now, with the constant evolution of artificial intelligence, I believe that we should all cultivate the right values in us first, then move on to learning how to live alongside the technology and artificial intelligence. With that, I thank you all for being such participative and kind audience. Thank you.